So this is our first chunk here, and then we'll also implement our payment methods. So before that, I will just show you how basically achieving the consolidation. So for that, we will use our outer scope table, this one, table instance basically, or table variable. Okay, and in the last we will write down this insert record set using the global table, and here we will be basically using store ID, trans date, and for example the total to start with, because now only we have these three fields. And then I will use the select statement, and this will be select store ID, and it will be trans date and trans date, and then some aggregate function. Okay, so this will be from our local TMP table. Okay, and then we will also group by these two fields. We will use as group by because the aggregate function is on the third field, so the remaining without aggregate need to include in group by. So then we will basically join here with our view, and let me check the view here. This store view we will use here in our join, and views are used similarly same like as tables. So this view is having the name field for our store, so that's why. What happened here, it will be store view, and then it will be also group by because this is the part of join condition overall. So all the fields without the aggregate function will be group by. Okay, now where condition will be store view store num equals to temp table store ID. So this will be store num equals to our, this will be here the local this local temp table store ID. This will be our total consolidation statement. So also we will be basically selecting more columns here as soon as we have aggregated in insert record set at above. So this will be our total aggregate statement, and also once we are done, so the local TMP table is better to delete it, although there is no harm to leave it because it is TMP DB based table, but it is better to clean up whatever you have done before. So then what we'll do, also there are certain values which will be basically in minus, that also we will pass an update record set for that. So this we will do in the end. So first we need to do insert record set for all of the payment method types for that. So now what we'll do is basically copy all of this, the total statement, and it's better to also put here some of the documentation like why this chunk of code is written, So you can say this is total payment. Not necessarily it is cash, because it will also have any tender type that can be a card. So I will just paste here. Okay, so the remaining thing will remain the same, but here, for example, if I go to my payment methods here, so you can see in the cache the payment method ID is 1. So this is the tender type ID basically, which is 1 for the cache, and similarly for others. So instead of comparing or filtering this by name, it's good to filter by the number. This number is also string type, so we will use for the cache first once we have copy paste. So the field name in our temporary table is also important. So the field name is cache. So we will use here cache. Okay, and amount tender is okay, payment trans is okay, but here one filter we will put, which is payment trans tender type. So this will be 1 for cache. So I will also put a documentation, although there is a tender table type which will have the long name, but only this will suffice because tender type is already there. So this will be cache payments. Okay, same. Now we need to basically use, if you can see there is almost nothing changed here. So all the payment method we can use the same query, but only replacing the tender type as per our requirement. So I have pasted it 4 times rather. So first is cache. What else we need here? We need also the loyalty cards. So second we will put the loyalty. I think the name we have given is also loyalty cards. So here I will put loyalty cards. So loyalty card number is 10. I will put here 10, and this will be loyalty cards. Keep saving, so if there is some problem it will give us the problem. Okay, now there is a check, and check is 2. Then this is 2, this is check, and just confirm the name of the field. It is not check, it is checks basically. So it will be checks here, and this is 2. The remaining things are same, and then after checks we have cards. This is Visa or MasterCards. So just put here cards, I think. Cards, yes, cards. And for the cards we are using 3 ID value. We'll put here 3. So this will be cards payment. After card, what we have basically gift card, which is 8 number. So I will put here 8, and let me check the gift cards field name. Gift cards. I will copy paste here gift cards payment. Okay, why this is giving okay. The counter field being inserted into 3 differs from counter field being selected. So it's saying I have selected 4 fields, basically 3 fields here, the 4th field here, but actually I have selected it 3 fields. So I will put here store name. So this error will go away, because in insertion we need to select 4 fields also. Okay, so now we have selected all these cash, loyalty cards. So we will include this here. So where we need to include, basically here, some cash, some, keep it same, cash, and then loyalty cards. This is the field name, loyalty cards. I will copy paste and change the field name. Okay, then we have checks and cards, checks and then cards. Also one more time, it will be gift cards. Okay, so after total we need to place this one. After cash we need to place the loyalty cards, and then we have checks, then we have cards, then we have gift cards. Okay, once I think we have included all the payment methods, but we have still something for the net amount and for the opening cash. So what about the opening cash amount? Let me see the field name. It is called only opening. I will copy the same here. Okay, and I will put here opening amount, and here opening. Okay, in the opening, this will be, there will be one condition in the trans table. Basically it will not be a sales type, it will be starting amount type. So whenever you declare the starting amount, this will be the, when you count before opening your till, so you need to count your money, the coins and the currency notes, and then you need to put, then it will be a retail transaction type of starting amount, and the amount will be in amount tender payment trans. This will be in the same child table buffer, but here I will remove this tender type because this was specifically for a particular payment method. But whenever retail transaction start amount type, so it will have a payment trans. So this is enough. So apart from this opening, I will include this later on once I complete this. Okay, then I have also the deposits. For deposits also the same method we will use, but there will be another table here. So this will be safe deposit, means when you put your money in your locker, safe locker, then this will be the transaction type. Okay, here the opening, returns, total, discount, difference. We have basically not included this one, safe deposits, and this should be included here, but it is up to you. I mean, if you want to include it or not, it is up to you. So I will skip this. So I will go ahead with the tender declaration, and the tender declaration returns loyalty card, gift card, cash, opening. So I think 2 more fields we will need basically. So I will include those fields, and simply I will duplicate and name it as tender declare, and the other one safe deposit. So I will also name this as tender declare and safe deposit. So these 2 further fields I have added, and also I will synchronize. Meanwhile, I will go here. This was the opening amount, so here safe deposit, and here the type will be safe drop. So whenever you will put in locker, so you will make this transaction on point of sale. So this will be safe drop, but here the table will be different, which we have earlier on declare safe trans, and the tender trans is when you declare the tender. Okay, so this will be the safe trans. Okay, retail transaction safe tender trans. Also we need to check the relationship with the retail transaction table, and it is transaction ID, store and terminal, not channel. So we will remove the channel here. Okay, and we will replace this payment trans with safe trans, and what else, safe deposit and amount tender. The field name is not amount tender, and it will be, I think, amount car. Yeah, amount tender is also there, so we will use amount tender. So safe trans, amount tender. So this is the safe drops. Okay, so this one is done now. Okay, so tender declare. Now we will have a tender declare also. For that we will copy this one, and what is the table buffer name? That is basically tender trans. We'll use this one, tender trans here. Okay, tender trans. For the tender trans, safe tender. What was the difference here? This is safe tender trans and tender declaration trans. JRST tender declaration trans, this one. So the relationship is again transaction ID, store and terminal. We will have tender trans here. This tender trans, tender declare. Okay, so here the type will be tender declaration instead of safe drop. Tender trans, and let me check the field name here. Amount curve. Okay, RST tender. Here there is no tender declared field, so we'll use amount curve. Or if you want amount MST, amount MST is basically base currency, amount curve is the transactional currency. So it depends upon your company. If you are doing in foreign currency, so it's better to put amount MST. So base currency will be, company's base currency will be included. So this is what we have done for tender declare, save drops, opening amount, gift card, and now we will have basically for the returns. Okay, for the returns we only need the one main table, so that is this table only. So normally the retail transactions, when you sell something to customer, it is already having negative sign. So when it is a return transaction, it will have a positive sign. So here we will use returns. Okay, in the returns we will check here returns. We will include this store ID, trans date, and returns. Okay, in the trans table, store and trans date. Okay, store ID, none posted, and tender declaration. We don't need this. However, what we need here is trans table. Okay, trans table. We will check the net amount field, which should be greater than 0 in order to have a return value, because normal transaction will have the negative sign, means the same like issuance sign. But also here we need to have, I think one thing we have missed here, this their sales, but here we have yeah, actually we don't need here tender declaration, but here we need this one. So it will be a sales transaction but with the reverse sign, means the positive sign. So this will be the returns. So but here also we need what? We will need basically the net amount sum. So this net amount sum will be here. Okay. Then we also need the tax amount. So if we see our basic design, so the tax amount is also, but we have not put, yeah, we have already included the tax field. Now we will also include, but we will need another buffer, and this will be a same thing like this one maybe. Okay, so it will be the tax field. So here we will use our tax trans table, and in the tax trans table we have amount field. If we go here, retail transaction tax trans, we can see there is amount field here. So we will use this amount field, and this tax trans is also the child of retail transaction table. So we will replace and also check what is the basically relationship of this table to the retail transaction, and 3 fields are already there. So we'll make use of the same 3 fields, tax trans, and it is here. I think this is enough. Okay, and it should be sales type, transaction type. So this is our tax trans. Now we will also need the transaction count. So For transaction count, we will only need one table, which is the main table. So this is the query, I think, more similar. I will put it here. For here, I will put this trans count, and here also this will be trans count, and this trans count. Okay, here now it will be count rec ID. Rec ID is record ID, and each of the record will have a separate unique rec ID. So it will basically count our transaction, which are basically sales type and none and posted. Is unposted and posted, both will come against this store ID. And for the count of transaction, we don't need this sign condition. So all return or positive or negative transaction, both should come. So it will give us the trans count here. Okay, then what we need is the net amount. Total we have already got. So for the net amount, what we need is basically, if we want, we can also have the net amount in the same query here, because this is also almost the same where condition. So the net sales, that will be net column. We will put here condition sum net amount. So it will be trans count and net amount. So here there is some problem. It's saying it's not contain store. So maybe sometime it's having store ID. So some of the tables are having store ID. So no problem. I will put this not here, but here store ID, and store ID, and we have terminal ID. So almost we are done now.